What's up, G-Money?
Hey, how are you?
Well, white nationalists and freaking hurricanes and 2020. So
Yeah, other than that, I guess everything's okay.
yeah. Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, it's because it's funny because her husband got shot at the show.
Yeah. Morning, Warren. Good morning, Fred. Good morning, Virginia. Nice to see you guys here with us this morning. We were just lamenting the lack of good news in the world today.
Yeah.
I
did see something, and this is sort of arcane a little bit, but not really. It's a very interesting rule change from the SEC. I know you're going to fall asleep, but it's interesting. There's a thing called an accredited investor. So if you wanted to be investing in the round A or round B series for Facebook or Twitter, and those people are all like hyper 100 gazillionaires now, right? Or to take part in any sort of private or high end deals. Like basically, if you want to make any real good money on Wall Street, you needed to be what's called an accredited investor, and the only way you could do that is to have $250,000, like liquid, right? Like you've got to be rich, and that was really it, right? Like that was it. All you need to do is prove that you have money or came from money, and then you're one of these magical accredited investor beings, and
right,
you can do that. What's really interesting as well is that as a startup, I could only talk to accredited investors about any kind of deals at all. Like that, just legally, the SEC wouldn't let anyone talk to anybody other than that. So the rule change that they made is now instead of just the 250,000, you get a Series 7 or a Series A. Like you could basically pass the test. And then you could become an accredited investor that way as well. And really, it's not that hard to do. So it basically means that like if somebody really wanted to get into that space, they could do it now, and they haven't been able to for 50 years. So, I mean, also there's a Category 4 that's going to demolish Houston.
I thought Category 4 was some other SEC designation.
No.
I've got a Category 4 investor's license.
I just saw that this morning, so I was like, okay. I mean, that is genuinely good,
right?
But in context, it's like, I mean, okay, it's small, but it's important.
Okay.
Anyways,
I'll trust you on that.
Yeah. It's one of the cracks in the dam for income inequality. Granted, with people in the situation they are right now, where they don't have $5 to invest anyway, it's not a huge one, but it's significant. All right. Well, gratitude.
Gratitude. Yep. Ginny started us off. Grateful that my child is working from home and not at his non-social distancing school. Social distancing isn't supposed to be compared to previous years, right? Did you post the picture of them playing chess, all sitting at one table together playing chess?
No.
Wearing masks, but still.
Yay. I have wiped my hands, sadly, and I'm sorry to say.
Did you use hand sanitizer, though?
I did, of Pasco County and their frickin' schools. When the supposed smart people in that argument were talking about tiny little rule changes that nobody would follow as the good idea side, I was like, you guys are fucked. Like, just straight up, this is going to fail. And now, yet again, I get to be right about it. There's like 6 cases in Pasco County. Pinellas County. Okay. Well, a friend of mine just posted that apparently there's positives in 6 different schools in Pasco County.
Wow.
Which again, it's not surprising, right? Like we all knew this was going to happen. Like anybody with a tiny percentage of a brain knew this was going to happen. So anyway, I'm fine. Everything's fine. We're good.
So what about
gratitudes? What am I grateful for? You know what, Greg? You know what, buddy? You know what? I'm fucking grateful for coffee. I love it so much. It's so good. And it it's warm and it's got that funny taste that like shouldn't taste good, but it does. And you can put a tiny little bit of honey in it, and then it's like,
I've been drinking black coffee for so long that I really enjoy that. I enjoy that it's got some sweetness and bitterness naturally without adding anything to it.
Yeah.
But when I drink my iced coffee, it's still cream and
80% sugar.
Yeah. But
yeah,
I've seen my home hot coffee is
I think I had, yeah, no, I usually drink black coffee too, but every once in a while when I'm like, I want something sweet, I put honey.
I like my coffee bitter and murky, like I used to like my women.
And now you like them bright and shiny and nice.
Tall and sweet.
That's what I'm talking about.
Tall, sweet, and funny.
Sure. Yeah, I'll buy that. Oh, I do have some more gratitudes actually. Sherry, I'll get to your comment. I shouldn't have been taking gratitudes to that dark place. I'm grateful my wife's work gave us all a laptop so we could do school from it. That is awesome. Grateful for Dexter Blue, best little 3-year-old buddy I could pal around with during the pandemic. That is effing adorable.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
actually right now we're drinking
a good question to change.
Folgers French Silk is what we're drinking around our house because we're cheap, poverty-stricken people, and we like the dark roast, so that's what we're doing.
Yeah, we do Starbucks dark roast because like the dark roast is like that yummy flavor, but also I'm pretty sure they just spray cocaine on it, or actually just caffeine. But Green Mountain Dark Magic powdered cream, 2 Splenda. See,
nice,
coffee fixes everything. Oh, okay. So two more gratitudes, and one, my buddy Kirby is finishing up his I want to say beer
brewery.
Factory. That's not what it is. It's a
brewery. Yeah.
Wow.
Beer factory. So
yeah, beer foundry is all I had in my head. The beer foundry, which when I start one is what it'll be called.
Yeah. What do you call the underwater zoo? Let's go to the underwater zoo.
Yeah, the underwater zoo. And scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just found myself I commented on his thing like you're just gonna have to like the first package of it or whatever is free. You're just gonna have to mail that to me and charge my numbers account whatever numbers you need to do that because I really want to feel connected with that. That's really good. But I'm grateful he's getting that done. It's gonna be amazing. When gigs are thing again, I'm gonna come back there and play a show there for free or free beer and hang out. The other thing is I started working with this team that is launching musical singles as NFTs, as non-fungible tokens on the blockchain. It's super fancy. And so this guy asked me if I could do like a remix of a song that he's making. He's doing like the first official release of a music video as an NFT in the history of the world, which is interesting. And so I sent that to you yesterday, Greg. I haven't really sent
that.
That's
what that was. That was so good.
Cool. Because I like it, but I feel like I'm too close to it. And it's such a departure for anything that I have usually done. I'm very excited that you felt that way. So that guy is like, can you do bass lines? I said, well, I made my living as a bass player. And he's actually an angel investor in the cryptocurrency space. So he's like, would it be weird if I just sent you a bass? Like, yes.
No.
I mean, am I going to turn it down? No. And it's just like a little studio bass or whatever. It's no big deal. But so, yeah, now I'm going to be bass capable.
Yeah, Jareen says we do not have we don't know if the new coffee baby is a boy or a girl yet. Got to wait for a genetic test next week. So
the new coffee baby.
Yes, that's cool. What I'm calling this child.
I'm in.
Baby.
I think that's great. Yes. Can we name your baby Coffee? Is that weird? That's weird, right?
Hashtag French Silk. That's
no, we can't name a human Silk. Not anymore.
Oh my goodness.
That's
goodness. Good morning, Diane. I hope things are okay in your part of the world. She's out there in Northern California where they have 8,000 fires. It's not that many, but it's like 500 and something fires going on at once.
That's too many.
It's way too many. Way too many fires.
All right, gratitudes, G Money. And then I want to talk about laser beams coming from space and making fires. Just kidding. That probably didn't happen.
I have spent zero time thinking about gratitude this week. Maybe I'm living in gratitude. I'm actually, okay, there's the thing I'm grateful for. I'm grateful for a really healthy start to a relationship. I'm grateful for the things that I learned along the way that got me to a place where I was ready for this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I kind of earned this one.
That when I'm forced by friends like my buddy Greg to think about it in those terms, that is exactly where I ended up with my relationship with Michelle. Like it just, if you're allowed to just be happy basically all the fucking time. Like that's a thing you could just do. I didn't know that. I thought it had to be basically hell. No, not at all.
It was hard for me to get there. Like even in this relationship, I thought that there were adjustments that she needed to make, and how she thought of me, and that's true. But there were also adjustments that I needed to make, how I thought of myself and how I allowed her to be in my life. Right, I needed to let her in, and I wasn't doing that, and that was a key moment. So I'm grateful for a really healthy start here.
Cool. I
yeah,
like it.
It's going well.
Well, like it a lot. Fred is saying hello to Natalie. Apparently, she's watching right now. We actually hit 30 concurrent viewers, which we haven't done in a while.
Hey, that's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. So to everybody who is sharing, thank you guys very much. And if you wanted to do it again to somewhere else, we wouldn't argue with that. That'd be fine. So where should we go?
Laser starting fires.
Yeah, I saw some fucking clown. And again, here's my problem. So there's many pictures of a line going into a fire in California. Now, I am not a graphic artist, but I could make that with any of 7 apps currently on my phone right now.
You could do it with a scuffed camera lens.
Yeah, it's not.
That's all it is. It's an artifact. Right? It's a light artifact. Yeah.
So there's that. Now, Occam's razor and reason dictates that this is very likely not true. But this is a capability that we have. We really do. This is not even up for debate. We are putting lasers on airplanes right now that are knocking missiles out of the sky. That's a thing that we are capable of doing. So twisting that around to a space-based platform that can start a fire on the Earth, I am absolutely convinced that that's possible. And I'm also absolutely convinced that Donald Trump is in charge of the military, right? So it gets into that thing where this is definitely for sure not happening. But then I'm also is it though? And then I realize, this is how people get sucked into conspiracy theory rabbit holes and never get out. I
am not sure that that's possible with our current technology because of the power requirements of a laser that powerful. You can put that many batteries in an airliner.
They're not using batteries.
Can't really.
They're not using batteries. They're burning. They're burning some kind of fuel. It's not an electrical laser, right? I'll send it to you. There is 737, 747 based lasers that are right now knocking missiles out of the sky. That's
right, and putting that same platform in space.
I mean, you could instead of batteries, you would just use the nuclear reactor, which they've been throwing into space for a long time.
Oh, that's true.
Or they're just using the planes.
Yeah,
I fucking hate that. I just want to formally apologize to everyone for the conspiratorial nonsense that I'm spewing on this show in direct contravention to all of my rants.
Sharks. Dave says it's sharks. Sharks with freaking laser beams. That's
that makes sense. I was just all I think is I all I could keep doing was asking myself would Trump use the military to laser force in California to punish them for being mean to him? Of course he would. That's not even. Yes, he would do that. Anyway.
Well, Occam's razor says that the real problem isn't lasers in space. The real problem is they didn't rake the forest floor enough. That's a much simpler explanation for why that's happening.
Yes, that totally makes sense.
Or the massive, actually recorded, scientifically verified lightning storms that happened with no rain all over California for a week.
Space-based lasers or climate change. I mean, it's climate change, but I heard Trump was starting fires with lasers, and also that our dear friend What's His Pickle likes to lick doorknobs.
Jack Mariano.
Who?
Allegedly. Well, I only knew who you were talking about because many people are saying that. Well, that's Jack Mariano,
right? And it's a sad rumor that's going around that Jack Mariano licks doorbells. It doesn't, it's a really unfortunate consequence of our ability to speak together on the internet. But they go low, we go high. Isn't working. No, it's not. And also, I didn't sign on to that because I'm not as cool as Michelle Obama.
Well, listen. Last night, I was unintentional. It was 10 o'clock, and I tuned into MSNBC because I was going to catch Lawrence O'Donnell and I realized that the Republican National Convention was still on. So I watched maybe 25 minutes, a half hour of the Republican National Convention last night. And I watched Eric Trump tell 15 lies in a 5-minute speech. Big lies, not little lies either. That Joe Biden wants to defund the police. That's actually not true. That's not something that Joe Biden has endorsed. There was a lot of that. And then Mike Pompeo. The whole thing was a giant Hatch Act violation. Mike Pompeo is on a state trip to Israel, paid for by you and me, right? On a U.S. owned aircraft in a diplomatic mission, speaking to the RNC from Jerusalem last night. That is absolutely a violation of the Hatch Act. That is illegal. What he did on national television, on worldwide television, Mike Pompeo broke our law last night, but no big deal. I guess, law and order, as long as you scream loud, all caps, law and order. I guess it's all right.
I think you have to be like this, I think. Law and order. I saw that. I saw that somewhere. Sue apparently worked on her Etsy stuff and got into a flow state, which is fun.
Flow state. Yeah. I was going to tell her we call it a flow state. You sound way cooler, Sue, when you do that.
Yeah. And it doesn't lack for being true. So Michaela I discovered the concept of the flow. He has a great TED Talk on it. I've seen that TED Talk. It's good. I would like for someone to say that name. Not like I did.
Mikhail Csikszentmihalyi is how I'm going to
Csikszentmihalyi. Yeah, okay. I mean, that was infinitely closer than me. So, okay. Points.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all up in arms because if Biden's elected, he's going to reverse everything and Trump is done. And I'm like,
right, like that. They keep saying that, and I
like it's a bad thing.
Look out your window, like just look out to there.
I love that they're showing us all these videos of what's going to happen under a Biden presidency, which are actually things that are happening under the Trump presidency. So clearly,
the thing that freaks me out the most is that for at a minimum 40% of the people in this country, that works. Like just that they're so utterly disconnected or genuinely ignorant or, just really, really gullible from decades and decades of religious indoctrination or whatever the fuck it is, that they can say two things at once and people, it's just choose your own adventure. Oh, you think Biden's a socialist? Well, that one must be true. Oh, you think he's Antifa? Oh, that one must be true. Oh, he's like a corporate overlord? Oh, that one must be true. And the rest of it is like,
he's an adrenochrome guzzling pedophile vampire. That's the new one. Yeah.
I need first whiskey in this.
So I want to tell everybody that we're going to have a guest on Friday's show who's been on the show before, and Corey gave her a really hard time about the election. Our friend Caitlin Erickson, who was the original organizer of our local BLM efforts here, she has kind of stepped back from that. She's still there every day, but she was holding space for African Americans in our community, and that's happening. But Caitlin is going to come talk to us on Friday about what they've been experiencing in the last 2 weeks with Proud Boys and armed counter protesters. It's going to be an important and serious conversation, so we hope you'll tune in on Friday for that. Here's the thing. After last night, I'm pretty sure that we could see a killing in Pasco County. We could see this happen at one of the protests here. There is that much anger, vitriol, and armed assholes counter protesting at Black Lives Matter rallies in Pasco County, which means there needs to be more of us out there on the same side of the street as BLM. That's the fact, Jack. It's a small vocal group, and they've drawn a lot of negative attention. They've been harassed. They've been followed. They've been stalked. They've been threatened. Guns have been pulled, and nothing's been done about that. They've been attacked physically, and the person that defended the protester with a firearm because they had a concealed carry permit later got arrested for having a handcuff key. So there's a lot of bullshit going on right now locally with our Black Lives Matter protests, and we're going to talk to Caitlin about that and how we can all help on Friday. Just want to make sure.
That was the one thing Rob Marlowe brought up to me. Like, why are they going out there with handcuff keys? He did not in any way, shape, or form mention the fact that the guy had a concealed carry, because I now know they held that guy in custody for a really, really long time while there's fucking Proud Boys on the street who are armed, like just chatting
brandishing firearms. Yes.
Unreal.
Yeah. Well, they have signs that say "We love the police," so obviously That's what we expect our police to do, is take a side.
Okay. I mean, yeah. I'm hoping that Rob Marlowe tunes in on Friday. I'm also hoping that he agrees to come on this show and unwash his hands of this. He said he's washing his hands of this. Somebody told him that one of the protesters was mean, and so they're all just like Trumpists now, right? And I asked him if he'd talked to any of them, and he said that he has not.
He's talked to people that are sympathetic to them.
I mean, he's talking to me, right? I'm right. Sympathetic to them. That's not the same. And again, like, he's hearing from the cops who are siding with white nationalists in public. That only goes in one direction, and it's not good.
Yeah, we were talking about you before the show, Rachel. Rachel Marie she got trained as a legal observer and has been harassed and threatened and followed around by these assholes at these protests. So it's a real thing that's happening, and people we know and love are experiencing it.
Yeah, that shit in Illinois, I almost didn't even want to talk about.
And that's what's going to happen here. The Newport Richey police are going to ignore people who are clearly dangerous in the crowds until one of them kills somebody. And there's one guy, I can't even remember his name right now, that has been at every single Black Lives Matter protest begging for a fight, like really looking for a fight. And he sues people all the time. He's known for this statewide. That guy is going to kill somebody, and we're all going to go, yep, we fucking knew that was going to happen.
Did you hear about?
Discouraged.
Did you hear about SpaceX rockets, Greg?
I can't go there right now.
We are not. I found myself wanting to do that, which means that we can't.
Yeah, Rach, we're going to talk about that on Friday. How we can get more legal observers trained up to make sure that when things happen, it's not just the police's word. Jonathan Riches, that is correct. Dave Myers, that's the name of the guy who's been showing up at all the protests and causing shit.
We're living in a fucking B movie.
Yeah. So this kid in Kenosha, 17 years old, and was seen walking past groups of police with an AR-15, either before or after he shot people, and nothing was done. Why? Because the militia has been expressing their support for the police. That's why they let that shit go. But if you got a handcuff key and a legal concealed carry permit, you're going to get arrested. If you're Marlo Jones and you tap a police officer on the shoulder to ask a question, you're going to get a felony battery on a law enforcement officer charge. That's what's going to happen. So, yeah. And I'll be honest with you. I wasn't sure that we needed to address things in Newport Richey, the city of, this way. I actually know the police chief, and I've never had a bad encounter with him. But the city of Newport Richey, the city council of Newport Richey, and the people of Newport Richey are very much not on board with these protests. And the thing about that is they refused to pass a human rights ordinance related to Pride a year and a half ago. Said we don't need it. We don't need one. Everything's fine. Well, no, it's not. It's absolutely not fine. It's fine in your little cubicle. It's fine in your little silo where you live. But the minorities that I know that live in the city of Newport Richey and the gay people I know that live in the city of Newport Richey probably find some reasons not to be excited about this.
It's like everyone's comfortable, and you're making them uncomfortable. And this is the reaction. You think the reaction was any different during the civil rights movement? No.
Oh, it absolutely wasn't.
Right? Like it was exactly the same thing. And what I expressed to Mayor Marlowe, just because the conversation that we had on Facebook was ridiculous. He jumped into my DMs. That conversation didn't get better. Is that the women that were on that post, Rachel Marie among them, and our guest on Friday among them, are on the right side of history here. And to anyone standing on the outside of this, it's really obvious. And his stance is somebody in the Black Lives Matter movement was mean and insulting, apparently.
A resident reported to him that someone in the movement was mean. He didn't even witness any behavior.
Jackass Jonathan McGee Riches, for all we know, right? And that was why Rob Marlowe decided he needed to wash his hands of this. And I told him, like, you're gonna have to unwash your fucking hands. Because
I want to be clear about this. Rob Marlowe is a Democrat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Rob Marlowe is one of the few Democrats in a position of power in our community, elected officials that are Democrats. And he's wrong on this. He's 100% wrong on this. And I know he's trying to play the, I got to represent everybody thing. Well, everybody's not right here.
Well,
who's right is that we have a problem.
Apparently, the Trump supporters really hate him. I'm like, dude, that's not good enough. It's not.
Well,
like
he's working on everybody hating him. So,
yeah, well, and that's fine. Like, assume everyone's gonna hate you because that might be true, but then lead. Because the Black Lives Matter movement. If you start actually doing shit that will help save lives and save violence from happening in your city, you're probably gonna make rules that not everybody's gonna be happy with. I'm still advocating for that because if you don't lead, then it's just going to be the cops and white nationalists with guns. And that's just, it's fucked up. Like, how many times do you have to see this on the news before you're like, hey, wait a minute. We know exactly how this ends, right? Oh, let's open schools. We rant and rave. Guess what's going to happen? And now it's happening. Everyone was like, wait, what? There's freaking COVID in our schools? How did that happen? Like, you got to fucking get your head out of your ass and start seeing where these things are headed. And then do every goddamn thing that you can to stop it, even if it fails. It just doesn't matter anymore, right? You don't get reelected, fuck you. It doesn't matter. Like you got elected to lead in this moment. It's a hard moment. It's a challenging moment. Fucking do it, or just wash your hands of it and honestly live in infamy for fucking ever. Anyway.
Sue, no, I hadn't seen that. Did anybody see the coverage of MSNBC of Trump supporters in Newport Richie? I have not seen that, but I'm interested. So if you got a link, send us a link, message it to me or something like that. I definitely would like to see that. There are 300 million guns in the U.S. and a president that has been grooming these gun-toting idiots for 3 years to hate fellow Americans, and I have no doubt he will order an uprising if he loses. I don't think he'll have to order it.
You see, Hillary Clinton came out and said if it's close, told Biden not to concede.
Yep.
It's getting weird.
It's definitely getting weird. Good morning, Donna. Nice to see you.
Anyways.
Yeah. So it looks like Laura might be a Category 4 by the time it hits the Louisiana coast.
That's the first thing I saw this morning. I was like, wasn't that a one that I was not worried about?
He had to message me. I told you, when they get in the Gulf, the water temp in the Gulf is like 85, 87 degrees. It's an engine. It's a giant hurricane engine. And that's the thing. So here's what she looks like right now.
Oh, I was gonna pull it up. Oh, there we go. That's cool.
That is a major hurricane, and it's likely to become a Category 4. It may weaken a bit right as it hits the coast, which is not going to make a discernible difference. But now they're calling for 130 mile an hour winds at landfall, which is that's a motherfucker. That's bad,
right? Look at that,
especially because one of the things that I wanted to show. I'm going to quit my screen share. Oh, you did.
I got it. I can put yours back up if you need me to.
Yeah, I'm going to share something else here. If I can find it. Where's I need to move this tab over here is what I need to do. This is wait a minute. I'm lost. Hang on. There we go. This is a tidal surge prediction, which is where's it at? Let's see if that works. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
All right, hold on.
That is a tidal surge prediction, and if you look carefully, you can see this is the mouth of the Mississippi River. That's Lake Charles, Louisiana, right there. Could see storm surge up to 30 to 40 miles inland from this hurricane. So, this is bad. And the worst of the weather is going to be on the right shoulder or the east to northeast quadrant of the storm.
So, even New Orleans is going to get some of it.
Yeah, that seems to be likely. And listen. I don't know that we have any regular viewers in that part of Louisiana. I have a lot of great friends down there. GTFO, if you can. It is time to consider leaving where you are. And if you need to go somewhere, skies are sunny here. It's hotter than fuck, but we're here, and we'll find somewhere to put you up. So please, if you're in the path of that, you need to get out.
I like that technical term, GTFO.
Yep.
Just do it, man. All right, well, it's weird. So 2020 is genuinely fucked up and weird at a rate that we're not used to. But I now blame every bad thing on 2020. which I'm just recognizing that because that is part of the pattern recognition engine that leads less intellectually fortified humans down conspiracy theories, like the fact that Trump is burning California with lasers. What?
Yeah, Dave Meyer. Seeing that title surge, suddenly Led Zeppelin is in my head, and that song is one of the songs that they stole from black songwriters about that very place, about flooding in the levee system in Louisiana, Mississippi. So yeah. It's not the wrong song. Although, you know what's funny is I think the reason most Americans know about the Tragically Hip at all is because of New Orleans is Sinking and I Don't Want to Swim, which, you know, was one of their hit records sort of after that. It's crazy.
Oh, I should probably go listen to more Tragically Hip today.
Oh, everybody should. Everybody should.
I think like wow.
Somebody asked me recently, what's a band that more people should know about that don't? And the two that always come to my mind are Tragically Hip and Big Sugar. I fucking love Big Sugar. They were great. And like nobody here, you know, remembers them, which is kind of sad.
Yep. Ride Like Hell. I mean,
yep.
That was the first cover song I ever learned.
All Hell for a Basement. I really like that one. Yeah, good stuff. Sounds very Russian, that song. Sounds very, very, very Soviet Russian.
I had their like second string backup drummer jamming in my basement one night.
Nice. Yeah. I think Hemi Vision is the album that I really landed on. That's the one that's
and really like 500 pounds is better.
Right.
Like significantly better. The other one was I think more of a commercial success. They started getting into these weird reggae vibes and stuff, but pretty good there too. Yeah, so apparently Melania had her Gaddafi outfit ready for the Assumption of Power.
She was wearing something that looked like a military uniform.
Yeah, they actually put her. I saw a picture this morning of her next to.
Because that's the kind of messaging you want to, you know.
I mean, I don't know if you knew this, but like she doesn't really care. Wasn't that on her shirt? Something that
told us it's a raincoat. I really don't care. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't really care. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, you know, when people tell you who they are, listen.
Wow. The fire nearest to Elizabeth in Colorado is 220,000 acres, 0% contained.
Wow.
Yeah.
That seems less good.
Craziness.
Oh, is this yeah, see, I mean, this is still true. Led Zeppelin stole all their shit.
Yeah, I'll allow it.
And I mean, to an extent, all music is sort of you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Not reductive. Stolen.
Derivative?
Thank you. That is exactly the word I was looking for. I apparently have not had enough coffee today. Oh, it's 22,000 acres. Still, that's a lot of effing.
What did I say?
She had 220,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's divided by 10 and still giant. And still a number that I can barely understand. Hey, we got 30 watchers again. For people that, you know, if you're not here all the time, welcome. We hang out 3 days a week, 10 a.m. to express nothing but gratitude for the world for the first 5 minutes and then talk about the shitty stuff.
Oh yeah, she does look like she kind of looks like Fidel Castro there,
right? Yeah, I mean that's just real and weird. I think this might be can't, but I can't even listen to any other version of Dear Mr. Fantasy than the Big Sugar version. Thanks to you, motherfuckers. I am not sorry. It's just profoundly good.
Did you put that up?
Yeah, the comment.
No, the Melania outfit.
Oh no, not yet. I can. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. It strikes a tone. See if you can find a side by side because there's some out there. So brutal.
Yeah.
And hey, just in case you're wondering, this is.
I really tried. I tried to watch. I tried to watch some of the convention, and I made it a half hour before I got so angry. I just. I had to turn it off. I couldn't sit through it anymore.
Yeah. So apparently Pam Bondi came up and said, oh, corruption. You know, they're all evil corrupt. When we know that she was taking bribes from Donald Trump so that he wouldn't get prosecuted in Florida for his scam school. So
right. Right.
That's
She
fun.
took a massive campaign contribution from Trump.
And then like the quid and the pro quo were not disconnected by a whole lot of time.
They were incredibly obvious.
Yeah. So this is the thing, right? Like we're corrupt psychos. And so the only thing we can really do is just call everyone corrupt psychos, and then enough people get confused who aren't paying attention. And they're like, yeah, everyone's corrupt, but these guys are also racist, so I'm going to vote with them. Because, you know.
Fred's question, so what do we do if Trump declines to transfer power peacefully? We lose our country. That's the answer. The United States fails as a country.
I mean,
we become a failed state. That's what happens. Like we can never go. It's like, you know, if you dislocate a shoulder when you're a kid, you're much more likely to dislocate it again later, right? Once we cross this bridge of a contested lack of peaceful transfer of power, we're forever a banana republic. We can never come back from that without some sort of major revolution. That
thing, like there's got to be, you know, 50 million people and a massive generalized complete work stoppage across the board. Though, like everyone in the country who has a brain has to immediately put down everything they're doing and just stop. That might work. And unfortunately, I have to include the word might in there. It's not good. It's not good. Which is why, again, we all need to make sure we've got a voting plan that is bulletproof. And we have to make sure that the distance is so stark that there is no fucking question in any way, shape, or form.
Right. We need to make him look like a football team arguing a penalty in the last 10 seconds of a game when the score is 45-3.
Yes.
We need to make it that ridiculous.
I even understood that.
Sports ball reference. Caution.
Sports ball reference. Good stuff. Dream said 25,000 from his charity, according to the Rage Pod. So it's like, it was kind of illegal twice.
Yeah, the number I saw yesterday in this campaign cycle, the Trump campaign has moved something like $2.5 million to Trump-held businesses.
Wouldn't surprise me if it was significantly more. And
that's what they know about so far. Yeah,
right. Yeah, it'll be more. I mean, it's what they all did, right? Like the Bannon and the freaking wall and all that shit. Like, oh, you're going to give me 25 million? Well, cool. I need a new boat. And it was always going to be that way. Greg and I were saying exactly that the second that it happened. Lo and behold, people are now going to jail for it, which I guess is good, right? Like that still sort of works. Eric Trump is pleading the fifth on the SDNY investigation, which apparently because of the Constitution, which is really fucking funny.
Yeah. Why? But by the way, he can't just blanket invoke the fifth. He has to show up at the hearing and plead it for every question they ask him. So he can't just deny even going to the hearing. That would be not good.
Because he can, and he did.
Right.
Like we say that all the time. So what comes after that? Well, the cops come after that. The cops from where? The Justice Department, run by Bill Barr. So they can and are.
No, this is a lawsuit by the state of New York Attorney General.
Cool. When are the cops from there going to pick him up? And if they don't, then that rule does no longer exist for the people.
Well, my hope is he goes to New York on business and they arrest him.
Sorry, you're arrested.
I mean, you know, he is the executive vice president of the Trump organization and the president of the Trump winery. There's no H in that. I just want to be clarifying that it's the winery, not the winery.
Wine a lot. That's really funny. You know why that's funny? It's because like they actually do wine quite a bit.
Yeah,
and like
that's an original, by the way. I wrote that one.
That's good. It's the same actual word as the juice with the grapes in it, and that it makes it happy. So it's good.
All right.
The wine happy juice to go with the underwater juice.
Yeah, you're correct, Elizabeth. He's not pleading the fifth. He's ducking a subpoena. That's different. That's different. And you know, and Joyce, what's her name? The legal analyst on MSNBC. The one was a former prosecutor. Anyway, she was making that point last night. That no, you have to go to the hearing and plead the fifth on each question they ask you to legally. That was a great pun, Greg. Yeah, I'm crushing it, Dave. I was just trying to paint a rosé picture of things. That's what I'm trying to do.
It's all. Oh.
Yeah, that was vintage Greg right there.
Yes. That was
No, Deb, it's not Vance. Vance is in fact a federal prosecutor. We're talking about the state of New York Attorney General. So it's not a federal thing. This is a state lawsuit.
What's her name?
Subpoena,
because she is like
James. No, is it Letitia James? Wait,
that sounds familiar.
And
anyway, she deserves a giant medal.
Oh my goodness.
Then what happened?
I'm looking
Letitia
for.
sounds familiar. Well, it could be somebody else.
Yeah, last name is James. I'm pretty sure it's Letitia. So
cool.
Yep. Letitia James.
Fucking yeah. So I can't remember who put it up above, but somebody was talking about. It was Virginia. Pam Bondi. Excuse me, talking about Biden nepotism right before two Trump speak.
Yeah.
I mean, again, like we're so inured to this now, like we're just used to it. It's like, yeah, they're gonna say a thing, and then they're just gonna do and be that thing that they were criticizing.
Who was the speaker then? It was Kimberly Guilfoyle, who's the girlfriend of Donald Jr. the other night that was identifying with immigrants because her parents are from Puerto Rico.
Yeah. AOC was on that. She missed the fact that they were checks notes Americans,
yeah,
but they were brown. So,
sure, okay.
I mean, this is really why, like, because every once in a while,
how much cocaine do you think Kim Guilfoyle and Don Jr. did before they spoke the other night? All of it.
Yeah. It's like every once in a while we think like, are they playing 3D chess right now? No, they're the team of stupid. Like that's just genuinely, they're not curious or intelligent people on top of being raging assholes.
Yep.
So
that checks out.
You know, what are you gonna do?
That checks out.
I kind of just want to let this one speak for itself.
All the cocaine, bro. Yep.
Yeah, all the cocaine. Can we?
Yeah, that was really uncomfortable to watch. They swore in 5 new U.S. citizens on the live on the convention from the White House last night. Yeah, it was. What was the other thing? What's his name? The acting director of DHS, the guy that's not supposed to have the job. It's illegal that he has a job. Said he was excited about Trump restoring what he called integrity to our immigration process. We have lost children in the system who can never be reunited with their parents. That's human trafficking. That's integrity in our immigration process.
Like the whole QAnon dichotomy, right? Like there's a bunch of it was like ISIS trafficking in children, and some other groups are trafficking children. But let's make one up. And then
he tried to stop all Muslims from visiting this country, let alone immigrating to this country. Mm-hmm. That's integrity in our immigration process.
Yeah. I mean, the United States has become a shithole country.
I'm making sure Donna's not dying. Hang on.
That's a good idea. That didn't sound like laughing. That sounded like hacking.
I'm fine.
Please give her a long distance high five for me from across the room. Oh, I didn't know this. Yeah, apparently Melania was the only person in the whole convention that talked about what Trump was going to do in the next 4 years badly. Everyone else basically would be afraid they're coming for you. Yeah, the Lincoln Project actually had just a close-up shot that got closer and closer and closer and closer and closer to Melania's crazy psycho eyes.
Did she say he was going to make big trouble for squirrel and moose?
What? Oh,
Natasha from Bullwinkle. Make big trouble for squirrel and moose. Oh my goodness.
All right, well, that's the show's over now. It doesn't go anywhere useful after that bomb gets dropped.
Right, Melania talking about how well 45 is done with immigration, but let's not talk about how Melania wouldn't qualify under her husband's rules. And let's talk about her anchor babies and her chain migration family.
Oh, that's interesting. Apparently, her speech was the only one not vetted by the West Wing.
Wow.
Like she very clearly hates the man. right? Like that. Anyway, that's
Why Melania came out looking like Fidel Castro. I swear to God.
yeah, like it was a stark comparison. I mean, that's just, I think she's just telegraphing like, hey guys, I'm gonna say words with my mouth parts, and look like I'm reading off a teleprompter like a hostage.
Yep. She
But
worked without a work visa. Jesus points out to us when she got here. She worked here illegally. She was an illegal immigrant. But thank God she's sexy, right? I guess that's
what worked for me, really. I mean, that's
oh my goodness.
Now that I'm thinking about that joke, it's actually horrifically true.
Yeah, I heard about this. I haven't seen this yet. Ginny brings it up. There was a clip where she referenced addiction and she looked right at him off camera, apparently. That's interesting.
Oh, it's like addiction is really bad. Adderall junkie.
I'm looking at you, Donald J. Trump.
Wow.
Nice. What? HBO is doing a new West Wing episode? Oh my God, do we need that? Oh my God, do we need that?
Right? Yeah. So yeah, I don't care. Do you? Thank you, Elizabeth. That was we were both butchering that quote. Actually, I think Craig, you got it at the end there. Anyway, so I'm just assuming everyone has their voting plan because we just have to make sure we do everything we can do.
Yes, I am registered for vote by mail. My ballot will get here. I will hand deliver it. That's my plan.
It's a good plan. I like your plan. Maybe what they mean by ballot harvesting is Democrats going like, hey, like I'm taking my ballot to the drop-off box. Would you like me to drop yours off at the drop-off box?
Yes, that is a problem.
Okay.
That's illegal as hell. At least wait, it's illegal for paid campaign workers to do that.
Like I could just do it.
I don't want to say yes or no because first of all, laws vary by state, right? But I know that when I worked for Our Future, the idea that I might pick up ballots from people and deliver them to this SOE was illegal. We were not allowed to do that. So
is this West Wing? Thank you for that, by the way. Is this West Wing thing just going to be the old original cast watching, like basically doing a laugh react?
It's going to be an hour-long face palm.
Like, oh man, like you done lost the thing, huh?
Well, Bradley Whitford, who played Josh Lyman, he's outspoken in this moment about Trump. He's been on Twitter. He's sort of Rob Reiner level outspoken about what's going on. So that's good to see.
So Elizabeth Wood in Colorado, our ballot box is under camera. You can place up to 10 ballots in the box at once.
Okay. There you go. Heather would know. We cannot do that. We cannot collect ballots for people and deposit them.
Thank you, Heather.
And she would know. She would be the expert in it locally about that.
All right.
And I am wearing by the way, I am wearing my Bigfoot 2020.
That's rad.
Make America Believe Again shirt.
I mean, that's
I have like 5 Sasquatch shirts now, so it's becoming
speaking. So maybe that's just like the first round of Sasquatch posts in the thing, because like we're doing that. We're trying to do the soft launch of Chirp today. They tested all late last night, and they actually left it open. And I was doing a live stream last night, and a cryptocurrency influencer type dude with a lot of people watching him was like commenting on the stream, and we were talking about Nifty Wizards and other silly shit. And he goes to the website, and instead of the lock screen, it's live. So he gets on there, and the first post ever on the site is him. I'm like, guys, for fuck's sake! Like, and then I go to Slack where the devs are, and they're like, man, people are finding it. How are they finding it? It's a website that's been out for a while, right? Like people are gonna find out you're turning it on. And they were surprised. Like people are actually waiting to get on here. Like, what do you think my job is?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Dave Eichenberger asked a very good question. Where are the drop-offs for ballots in West Pasco County? Here's the story there. The 3 supervisor of election offices. I know there is one here in West Pasco County at the County Government Center complex on Little Road. There's one in Dade City. I don't know where the third one is. Heather may know that. But you can also I think you can drop your ballot off at your early voting location at your precinct, or you can turn it in and vote in person if you bring it there. So we'll get some accurate, more complete information for that for Friday. Honestly, we'll be sure to be able to tell you guys that. But the problem is we're so broadcast wide now that that's going to be relevant to about 5 people that watch our show. And that's not a bad thing. I'm actually really excited that we have folks watching us from elsewhere now. That didn't used to be the case. We thought we pissed off all the locals. It turns out we just pissed off most of the locals.
Yeah. Wait.
So,
give it 3 days.
Yeah. Heat advisory today. It's blistering hot out there. We're in a second floor apartment with wall unit air conditioners, and they absolutely cannot keep up. It was really warm in here till 11 o'clock last night, so that's not been fun.
You know that in space you need to radiate heat away, otherwise you'll boil.
Yes, I did know that.
You know the only reason why I know that, it's the book we both read. Seven
Which
Eves.
ones? Seven Eves. Yeah, getting rid of heat was a real problem.
Yeah, so you're in a tin can in space, and
where it's absolute zero.
Where it's checks notes all the cold.
Yep.
And I remember telling Michelle about this, and she was like viscerally pissed off. She's like, no, that can't be fucking true. But when you get it, it becomes so obvious so quickly. So if you're in this tin can, and yes, this is me changing the subject for a minute just to give myself a break, and you don't have a way to radiate the heat away as light as infrared, you boil. And the reason is there's nowhere for the heat to go. And that's called a vacuum. Right? You can't just radiate it away into the nothing. It's weird. Can you use fans and wet towels? Greg can.
In space, no.
In space, no.
I mean, you can, but only for a little while.
It's a thing that doesn't work forever.
Yeah, good news. Wild polio has been eliminated in Africa.
Good news. I guess
we'll
it is
the next vector because
we are working into the last 5 minutes. We were doing good news for that when we could, so that is fantastic.
Yep.
Elizabeth Wood is sleeping with an aircraft engine fan trained on us. That's aggressive.
Yeah,
for sure.
Gotta do what you got to do. Yeah.
Right?
Well, we've been thinking about how we're going to exit this apartment and move to a place that has central air. That's high on our list of things we're looking for in a new home. This is what I needed when I needed it. So I'm not going to complain about having had shelter for the last 3 years, but having shelter, without the roof leaking every 30 days would be optimal. So, yeah. All right, we ready to get out of here?
I think so.
Yeah.
The pink. Yeah. If you guys didn't check my interview out with Elizabeth Wood, she was showing me some of the stuff from the atomic age that is her purview, stuff that she finds and sells and stuff, and the pink dogs. Wow.
Ask Elizabeth Wood about her toilet fixtures, about her bathroom fixtures.
That's a good idea. We should.
Yeah.
And you're going to be able to find a lot of this stuff on her Chirp channel. Just saying, that's a thing that you're going to be able to find.
Yes, and I am starting a Sasquatch channel on Chirp. That's going to be a thing, and it's going to be like the whole culture around it. Yeah. Like I was trying to think is when you did the interview with me for the Chirpcast, the Hopi thing I was trying to remember was Coco Pelli. For a while, everybody had Coco Pelli on the front of their house, right? So Coco Pelli is sort of a stolen icon, but Sasquatch seems to be having a moment like mermaids and Coco Pelli did. And I'm anxious to show a lot of that. So there'll probably be some. We should do a Sasquatch NFT line, Greg. I have no idea how any of that works. So okay,
I do, and I can show you. It's actually not hard now, which is hilarious. All we need is images, and then we can do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have a Dave Myers original skunk ape right here on my desk. So
telling you.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a front porch podcast channel on Chirp, which is fun.
I like it.
I don't know what MCM is, but apparently Ginny needs more money to buy it.
To buy MCM.
Okay, yeah, Bubblevis, thank you. I actually saw a post on that and was like, that can't be a thing. Nano diamond self-charging batteries. And
that sounds like something Buckminster Fuller would have been excited about.
Right? Or like, that sounds ridiculous. But yeah, thanks, Bubblevis. I'll definitely take a look at that because I saw it somewhere, and the place where I saw it looked kind of half credible. So I was like, okay, is this a 2020 joke being played on me? Now that said, Tesla, Elon Musk announced that they're doing actually two events. One is they do a Tesla battery event every year or whatever, and there's supposed to be a dramatic increase in capacity for their batteries, which the oil companies have to get really excited about. ExxonMobil actually just got kicked out of the S&P 500, which is really messed up. Salesforce has taken their place, an internet company. So that is historic, right? They've been, in the top indices for, 100 years, whatever it is. Okay, I got two more. One is the Neuralink. They're actually going to show testing. So they're doing a live event on Neuralink, showing that it is completely and totally working. So that's a messed up thing. And remember, I mentioned a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, about GPT-3, the new AI that OpenAI came out with.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm listening to a podcaster whose name will not be mentioned, so that Greg stays awake, and Pete Rose or something like that. Kevin Rose, super Silicon Valley tech fund guy, and they were talking about GPT-3, and they basically said that, like, as an example, somebody showed it a bunch of websites and said, I like these two websites and I want to make a website to sell cars. And it made the whole fucking thing and it worked. So, like, if you're a graphics or a design artist, you're finished in the human species.
Wow.
Sorry,
Donna.
It's writing articles, it's writing papers, it's writing original works of fiction that make sense and are coherent, right? So they're basically saying, Tim was saying, like, the next time I want to write a draft, I could just give it all my notes and it could write a draft. And Rose was like, from what I've seen, 100% yes.
Wow.
Right? So, like, that, and we're not talking about the Turing test anymore. Like, this is one of those moments, right? And the people that are plugged into, where these technologies start happening. Like, I've been ranting about this for years now on shows like this, and this is the moment. They've done it now, right?
Mid-century modern.
How it gets deployed. So that's gonna be fun. Of course, that
MCM is mid-century modern.
Oh, so like what Elizabeth Wood would call like atomic agey stuff.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
I like the atomic age stuff better, just as a phrase. As someone who had furniture in this fight.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna rock on out of here. We will have Caitlin Erickson on with us at 10 o'clock on Friday morning. And we're going to talk local BLM stuff. Rachel Marie, if you're still watching and you would like to join us for that conversation, we are 1,000% interested in having you on to talk about what you've seen out there at the BLM protests locally. So yeah, please think about that. If you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you on. So that's 10 o'clock Friday. That'll be a post-hurricane show. I'm sure we'll be talking about relief efforts for that part of Texas and Louisiana that's going to be most affected. And then later in the week, that storm looks like it's going to reemerge in the mid-Atlantic and become a subtropical storm again. So
that's ridiculous.
So, Maryland, D.C., New York might be next.
That's
okay. Welcome to 2020 and welcome to global climate change. This is what it's going to look like from here on out.
Yep.
Have a great day, everybody. Stay cheerful. Smoke a lot of weed. It helps.
Yeah.
So the kids tell me. Anyway.
I stopped drinking again a while ago, and I'm regretting it again already.
Yeah, I'm still not drinking.
No, that works. Well, you've got the thing. I need to find a way for someone to just accidentally mail me psychoactive fungus or something, because that at like a super ridiculous microdose, if I had. And I've been saying this ever since I tried it, allegedly. If I had to never drink anything ever again, but I could buy that legally anytime I wanted, I would pick the second one. Period. Like, without a shadow of a doubt. Anyway.
So, yeah, what you always want to do is solicit.
Right? Yeah. My character on the internet. That is entirely fictitious.
Yeah, it's mushroom season, I've been told. That's true, Jenny Ripert. It is. That's if you're picking them wild. Lots of people are cultivating them these days, though.
You rebels. You rebels.
Yeah, I'm not, by the way. I would like to, but it's not something I'm going to do right now.
There you go. Well, yeah, I mean, we live in a fascist state where they can use any excuse to put you in jail for the rest of your life.
Pretty much.
You know, be with caution.
Yep. Sasquatch is real.
Yeah, I've heard that.